Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Godey here with you. We are in the studios of radio station Q-94.1. I notice that the person in the other screen is all flowered up. I wonder why. Barbara Johnson back here for a return visit. We're going to be talking about the Jonquil Jubilee. Here's the official poster. Let me pop that up. It's going to be March 4th, Gibbsland. That is the daffodil capital of the great state of Louisiana. Let me flash up this before we go live on the radio. Barbara, I'm flashing up that quilt. That is, we're going to talk about that a little bit more. So let me get set radio-wise for everybody here on the Q. All right, welcome back, 8:15. I am Rick Godey, and we are live on Real Country Radio, Q-94.1, and we've just fired up the Facebook streams to help our guests. Not only is it live, but it's archived for future growth. And Barbara Johnson, part of the Jonquil Jubilee 2023, was here, gosh, what, about 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
And you've seen some incredible results. Matter of fact, you're almost becoming famous.
We are, absolutely.
Well, talk about, first of all, what has transpired since the last time you were here to tell us about the Jonquil Jubilee? We
have nailed down all of our stops and tour areas and flower gardens and places that you will stop, our visitors and everyone that will be there. And vendors are coming in fairly regularly, you know, so we'll have some great vendors that will be there.
Yeah, you got one this morning, didn't you?
I did get one this morning. We're excited about that one.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
She's looking forward to it, my wife, Louisiana Cat. All right, I love some of the tour sites. So for $10, Jonquil Jubilee, let's make sure people fully understand this, pun intended, is an organic festival that all the monies that are raised here get literally recycled back into Gibbsland and the Jonquil Jubilee, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. We were able to plant over 9,000 new bulbs this year from our proceeds from last year, and the proceeds from our bulb raffle and quilt raffles and and our ticket sales all go back into our town and our community.
All right, so you hit on the quilt. Let me throw that up here on the screen for people to see. Talk about the raffle for the quilt.
Is this the T-shirt quilt?
That's correct. Why? There's more than one?
Yes.
Oh.
The commemorative T-shirt quilt. We're only selling a limited number of 250 at $5 each donation, and these are T-shirts that were retrieved from our committees, and Miss Destiny Hightower created that for us, and she was a tech student at the time, and she was using that as a form of fundraising for herself, but she's recently graduated, and but Destiny did a great job with our quilt.
She did quilting to get her through college.
Yes, yes.
There's a novel idea.
Isn't that wonderful?
It's awesome.
And a very personable young lady.
Is she still around here?
She has, yes, she's in the area, but she is also, she got a job with Claiborne Parish, and she's our 4-H agent in Claiborne Parish.
Well, she's in the area, and we're going to be...
She's in the area, absolutely.
That is awesome. All right, so for your $10, you get to tour, and I'm going to do some of the sites. Sally's Field, Sylvan Retreat, the Tablescape Show, the Quilts and more. Your $10...
All right, back up to Tablescapes.
Oh, I will. Hold it.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I just didn't want to miss something right there.
Go right ahead.
Miss Loretta Owens from right here in Ruston will be one of our featured designers for Tablescapes. Let me just get that out there,
That's fine.
Connection.
Quilts and more. Now, you just informed me about the more. Not only is the quilt, the raffle for the T-shirt quilt, there's obviously another quilt.
There is a
Tell me about it.
There is a king-size quilt that was designed and created by Ms. Debbie Culpepper from Quitman, and the title of it is Simple Simon, All Fenced In, and it is beautiful.
How many tickets do we have for that?
Well, that's unlimited.
All right. And again, it goes back into more bulbs. You planted 9,000 for this year's festival from the proceeds from last year's festival. Roughly guesstimating how many bulbs are in the soil in Gibbsland, Louisiana's daffodil capital?
Some like to say million, but I'm not sure about million. Probably at least over 100,000.
Well, you know, it's kind of like Google. You can make it up and say it's like 4,346,000, but
They are. Gippsland is beginning to jump with jonquils. Let me tell you, they're
it's
popping
already
up everywhere.
We have some in our yard. Kathy has antique flowering, so we have them as
yeah.
well. And so yeah, Gippsland. This has got to be a real neat time. It's like the awakening before
Absolutely.
the festival.
You drive around, you catch yourself driving around to see where did they come up last night. You know, when did they bloom?
All right, so it's March 4th in downtown Gippsland, $10 tickets. What other key items? I know you're very excited about the keynote speaker coming in from the Texas A&M.
Right, absolutely. Mr. Greg Grant will come. Now, he has been in the area before, and many gardeners have met him and visited with him. I have visited with him, but I have not met him. I'm looking forward to meeting him and getting him to share to me the difference between jonquils and daffodils.
We're talking with Barbara Johnson, the Jonquil Jubilee coming in March 4th here on the Q, your home for real country. And I'm flashing up the most recent graphic of the Jonquil Jubilee. The inaugural year was 1999. So you're kind of, as you're growing, you're preserving.
Absolutely.
Talk about that.
Absolutely. We have one lady that was on the inaugural committee, and she has a folder for every year of our festival, and that would be since 1999 up until this year. So,
all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're pulling some historical from our archives, as you use that word. We're pulling information, kind of a flashback history. You know.
Sure. And so you got involved. You were not part of the inaugural member, but you somehow have taken the mantle on, where you become the world-famous Barbara Jonquil Jubilee Johnson.
I guess so, but we have a great committee, and always have, and then everybody in the town is pitching in. It's just an interesting activity for our town and area.
Sure it is. It's exit 61 off of I-20. Make a day of it on March 4th. Come and experience the charm of small town, rural town, and the spirit of when people come together to work together for a greater good. Everybody benefits.
Absolutely.
All right, what else can we possibly say? See, that may be for you. I mean, is that Barbara's? No, I can't get the phone right now. Anyway, I'm intrigued about the Stagecoach Museum that isn't there.
We do not have a stagecoach. They do not have. It is a Stagecoach Museum is the title, but it's the Stagecoach Trail Museum. No, that's okay. That's quite often a misunderstanding. But there is a lot of old antique things that there you can see. A lot of history about the stagecoach when it did come through Gippsland. It came straight through Gippsland, Mount Lebanon.
You know, Wesley Harris is the historian here of North Louisiana. He's on the board of the Lincoln Parish Museum, and he works in Claiborne Parish Library. Well, I'm thinking, as I'm becoming more and more aware of the history of North Louisiana, I'm wondering if that Gippsland Trail stagecoach went through Dubach. Do you know anything about that?
I do not.
And I'm going to tease the airway. And one of the things I love about what I do is when I don't know an answer, I just ask the question somebody else does.
Absolutely.
But there was the Jesse James gang did a stagecoach robbery somewhere between Dubach. This is me thinking I heard this. It could have been in an alternate lifetime. I don't know. But they were robbing a stagecoach, and they visited with the people they robbed. They didn't hit and run. And here comes another stagecoach, so they got 2 for 1 that day. But that's a legend. I'm not sure.
In our history on Mount Lebanon Trail, there is the Stagecoach Inn is still there.
Okay.
It is not visited. It's sort of closed up, but it is. You can still drive through the driveway and see the Stagecoach Inn. So.
All right, so March 4th is a little less than a month now. What other preparations do you want people to know about the Jonquil Jubilee? For vendors, for ticket information, for anything?
For ticket information, there's 2 numbers, 318-843-6768 or 318-843-6228, which is Holly at Gippsland Bank. Okay. Holly is our vendor coordinator, and she would have all the answers about vendors. All right,
and so you're going to bring back Mrs. Godley's vendor application so that I...
Absolutely. I will make a personal presentation.
Thank you. All right, so the Jonquil Jubilee, Are we gonna? You know what I want to do? I'm thinking there, Barbara. I mean,
ahead.
you're welcome here anytime in the studio. You know that. But I saw where Jonquil is Mr. Peanut.
Yes. Yes, he is. He is. This is a new project.
Is he going to dress up in the top hat and the
you know, you never know what Mr. John's going to do. But he and his wife are creating this new peanut industry, and he will be a vendor there, and will probably be given a demonstration. And John has many words about his peanuts.
Awesome. And he's going to be selling them as well. He's a vendor on site.
Absolutely,
that's why I
yes.
bring him up.
He will be selling his boiled peanuts.
All right, Barbara Johnson, we're going to leave the radio airways. We'll wrap it up on the social media side. Anything else for the Q family you want them to know?
We're just excited. Like I say, the Jonquils are coming up. We'll have plenty. And then we want to put in a special order for weather for the 4th, March the 4th, like we're having today. So
tell me about it, huh?
You go ahead and put that order in. That's
all right.
Weather. We're excited. We'll have the festival. Many activities are inside.
Mm-hmm.
So, and our guest speaker will be coming. He's very well known in our area. And then we have Ms. Owens that'll be with us.
Right.
We have Piney Hills master gardeners that will be there to answer questions. So we're getting ready. We're not quite ready, but we're putting the finishing touches on it.
All right. Well, did you do your homework?
I told you, if you don't know the answer, you find people to surround you with the answer of jonquils and daffodils.
Okay.
And we have experts that will be there.
Well, but so in other words, you didn't do your homework.
I did not do my homework,
okay,
but
all right.
I did research.
Uh-huh.
I did research, and I have people coming.
Well, but I want to know that she had a prep sheet for me and said, "What's the difference between a daffodil and a jonquil?" I thought that was a great question. So I don't know.
Well, I thought
And
maybe you wouldn't be able to.
I don't know. And, well, anyway,
Your wife has flour, but maybe she could help us.
I'm sure she's yelling at the radio right now. Barbara Johnson, thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
We will
Rick.
talk
We
to you soon.
appreciate you.
Oh, you're most welcome. Jonquil Jubilee, that's coming up March 4th. All right, so we are still streaming here. Yeah, let me check. That's, am I pointing the right way? Yeah, there she is. I'm pointing that's Barbara Johnson. And let me check the chat here, Barbara, to see if somebody chimed in to answer the difference between okay, well, no answers. All right, so there you have it. Barbara Johnson, Jonquil Jubilee, nicely done. As always.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Anything else we want to say to our streaming partners? Because they're going to be watching this.
Watch Facebook, yes.
Facebook.
Anything new that comes up will come through Facebook.
All right. And the radio.
And with our friend, Mr. Rick, at the radio.
Yeah.
And we love our country.
There you go. And you sounded really good. Awesome job. So we're going to sign off now. Tomorrow's stream is going to be Gene Jones, Union Museum of History and Art, about Jerry Lee Lewis Remembrance Day, which is March 18th, no conflict. And then on Wednesday, Tommy Folk with the Ruston Community Men's Shed. Going to be stopping by here, your real country radio station, your home, Q94.1. Have a great